Welcome to Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt of the Marquardt Law Firm at marquardtlawfirm.com.
In the beginning, God had one law. Don't eat from the fruit of that tree. Then he gave Moses the 10 Commandments. And now we have municipal, state, and federal lawmakers that won't stop creating new laws, laws that might impact you without you knowing it. So listen to Talk Law Radio every week on the radio, on Facebook, or on YouTube. The YouTube videos are broken up into different segments, and so it's easy to watch or listen while you're walking the dog, doing the dishes, or building something in the garage. Check out Talk Law Radio on YouTube so that you can subscribe to the channel so that you get notified when new episodes are dropped. Today we're talking about South Africa with Johan. Forgive me, Johan. Your last name, you say it better than I would. I would say Coetzee?
It's a common way of mispronunciation.
Okay, how do you say it?
Coetzee.
Coetzee.
Yeah, Johan Coetzee.
Okay, well, phonetically, that's how it looks to me.
That's common.
Coetzee.
Great.
Okay, well, welcome to the show. Joseph is joining us because he's a scholar. Joseph's a former scientist. Tell him briefly about your experience, because he's got a scientific background as well.
That's awesome. Yeah, I have a background in my bachelor's in biochemistry, and I went to graduate school but didn't finish at UCLA for organic chemistry. But just found while I was there that I didn't like it. So I should have done like an internship or something to test it out beforehand, but yeah.
Yeah, it's advisable.
And so now he uses science to help people with their financial planning.
Yep, me and my brother, and my father, we use a scientific approach to test out different things, simulations, to see what makes the most sense for a client's finances.
Science always makes sense.
Yeah.
Well.
So sometimes. So Joseph, Johan, tell us where you're from.
Well, I'm from the Northern Territories up in northeastern Southern Africa. Most people, when you tell them you're from South Africa, they say, but what country? South Africa is a republic. It's a country on its own. It's a southern tip. I'm from the northeastern corner up there, close to the Botswana border. I was born closest town would be Tabazimbi, Mountain of Iron in English. Like I said, it's predominantly Tswana people, tribals, is Tswana, the Botswana tribe. We speak Tswana and Afrikaans. I'm an Afrikaner, or a boer, as some people will call it. I was born and raised there, and then you have to, in high school, go to bigger towns. Was raised high school stage through in Rustenburg, which is a big mining town. And then after school, went and did the walkabout where I met my wife and came back, and then I lived outside of Johannesburg in a small little beautiful village there.
Okay. Can you compare the size of South Africa with the United States or maybe one of the states?
Yes, so South Africa is about slightly larger than Texas.
Okay.
It's about 1.5 times the size of Texas. Not a full half, like one and a third.
Yeah, well, that gives our listeners some visual about how big it is. Is it a modern society? You mentioned tribes. When I think of tribes, I think of like living outside.
Well, so compared to the rest of Africa, it's very modern. It's a first world feel. The cities are modern. It's square. It's mostly clean. Parts of it is dirty, but rubble and pollution.
Okay.
It's very new. It's a new country. You know, when I walked into my first rustic burger joint, I thought, oh, this place is old and dirty. By us, it is square, clean, and very modern. There's Wi-Fi on the streets, the big cities, but not the whole of Africa is like that, and not the whole of South Africa is like that. You can have that first world feel, and an hour down the road, you're amongst lions and elephants and small towns and dirt roads and thorn trees and big spiders, lots of snakes. But it's very modern, very up to date. All the systems is great systems, yeah.
You've been in San Antonio for a few years now, and you probably noticed that there's whitetail running across our modern city. Does that happen in South Africa? Do you have some of the wild animals coming to town?
Not really in the suburban or metropolitan areas, because our wildlife is a little bit different than yours. It's quite a bigger and more dangerous. We got small antelope like whitetail and so on, but I mean, and we'll get to that part of the conversation. But because of the high unemployment rate, that's food. Nobody's going to let that impala or springbok walk in that neighborhood. It's going to be eaten.
Okay.
But you just go outside of town, and from time to time you'll hear on the radio a hyena has escaped, or a crazy baboon is on the loose. And baboons and monkeys is everywhere. But there's now and then something will wander into that metropolitan area, but it's not common. There's a lot of mountains in the suburban areas also, and in there you'll find a duiker and maybe a reedbuck or something like that, but not like here. We have herds in the suburban areas. It's very tempting for me, and I want to stay on the right side of the law. So.
Yeah. In San Antonio, we're not allowed to shoot the whitetail.
Oh, yeah. Just get out the car. And
Yeah, no.
That's a no-no.
you mentioned, you mind if I hop in?
Go
You
ahead.
mentioned high unemployment rate. I'm curious, how does the economy of South Africa differ, in your opinion, from what you see here in the United States? Like, how is the economy over there?
Oh, it's not. You can't compare it. It's completely different. I mean, what have we got here? 4% unemployment rate.
Yep.
Higher 7 during COVID, etc.
Yeah.
So 65% of our youth, now that is the young people that is driven to find a job, is unemployed. 65%.
Yeah.
Now that varies a little bit. And again, I said I'm not going to go on specific numbers, but that is a number close to my heart. A very close friend of mine, David Pariachi, works with the youth. He works with big telecommunications companies to create opportunities for this youth out of a bucket of nothing, because those people are so resilient and they want to go. 65% of them is unemployed, so it's entrepreneurs and things like that. And then of the adults, we're running at, I think, a 45% unemployment rate.
Oh, wow.
And I mean, yeah, so what similarities in the economy, you're going to have to ask me more specific questions because it's so different.
Yeah.
Completely
Well,
different.
is it agricultural or is it like manufacturing?
Mining mostly, and that's the dead horse that everybody's flogging. You know, it is mining, mineral import export predominantly. We also are big food providers for the rest of Africa. We do manufacture vehicles in there for the rest of Africa. So there's a few big plants of that, but mostly it is tourism. You won't believe it with the crime rate, but it's tourism and mining. It's our big economy contributors.
And so tell us what you did there. What was your career? What was your field?
So for the last 15 years, I worked as a medical gas specialist. Large corporates scooped me up, and I started a company for medical gas. It was a rocky road, but within a few years, we were the largest of our kind on the continent. I had a drive. I was hungry. I traveled all over the world, gaining experience and knowledge, and I just became the crutches of all of the private and public medical hospitals when it comes to oxygen. I don't think that there's anybody that wouldn't know my name there. So
Wow.
I worked tirelessly 24/7, and my wife was part of the reason when we got here, saying no more medical gas.
Oh, okay. Because you were working too many hours a day.
Yeah, and diving before that, I was a commercial diver and a recreational diving instructor, adventurer.
And so how did you get to that point, avoiding all the other traditional parts of the economy like mining, agricultural, manufacturing? How did you find your way to where you were?
I just am not a good follower. I find gaps and spaces, and people say to me, "Why don't you just get a job and stop being a beach bum?" I liked the boating, I liked the ocean. I had, and up until I had children, I didn't feel that drive to earn more money. Money is not what drives me. It definitely makes it better, but it's not what drives me. So I just followed my passion, and I just got dumped from one place to another place, and doors just opened for me. And even from young, my friend's parents says, Johan, you'll go far because you're committed and you're a hard worker. People will recognize that. And just people pulled me into positions and into opportunities.
Okay.
That's how I avoided it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you for saying all that. We have Johan here from South Africa. He's actually from there, and we're going to be asking him some more questions about what it's like there. You've probably heard about South Africa in the news about different tragic things going on there, and Joseph is going to give us his perspective about something he knows about it. But again, it's Talk Law Radio with Todd Marquardt. Johan's here, Joseph's here, and then I'm going to ask you, why did you come to the U.S.? And that's a big question, because it's going to lead us down some of the reasons that other people are coming to the U.S. or want to come to the U.S. And so, Joseph, tell us again what you do, just so the listeners know why you're here.
Yeah,
and why you're interested.
I'm interested because I was interested, kind of thinking about Christian persecution. I was thinking more around those lines. I was going to ask questions about
you
that.
have a strong faith, and
yes, as well as you, Todd.
Yeah,
yes.
And you worry about other Christians worldwide. Well, we have to take a break, so stay tuned. We'll be right back.
This has been Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt, brought to you by the Marquardt Law Firm. You can learn more at marquardtlawfirm.com. And be sure to listen to the full Talk Law Radio show Saturday mornings at 11 on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
Most families don't realize they have hidden legal blind spots until it's too late. Wills, trusts, Medicaid planning, even protecting a business. These are the kinds of issues attorney Todd Marquardt helps uncover before they become problems. Todd is the host of Talk Law Radio, where each week he guides listeners through the legal challenges families, veterans, and business owners face, while showing them the practical steps to protect what matters most. Catch Talk Law Radio, Saturdays at 11 a.m. on 9:30 a.m. The Answer, 6:30 a.m. The Word, and now in Houston on AM 1070 and 103.3 FM The Answer, or anytime on YouTube. Planning isn't just about documents. It's about peace of mind, security for loved ones, and building a legacy that lasts. Don't wait for a crisis. Do it before you die.